Hi, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Lumière Learning Monday. As you know, we are on season 4, episode 7, and my guest is Kaumudi Mahajan, a dear friend and a woman I admire. I've known for 14 years now, maybe.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Kaumudi, thank you so much for coming on this show. Yeah.
Thank you. So, big hug to you, Deepa. You have you have like you've like seen me grow, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful to share a screen space with you. Okay, that is when I can truly say I've arrived. Okay, I'm in a screen just like next to you and speaking, which is my sense of achievement. And thank you so much for this
No, this is a
opportunity.
very very important one because with in media for a young woman to come in and this is like a 24/7 kind of a job, and I've seen you sort of start, build a career, build a life, have like create family, uh, go through the vicissitude that some nobody should go through, like battling cancer, and ever since, uh, and your comeback. So I think this is really the story of a hero thriver, and that's what we want the audience to hear about. You know, what sort of lessons have you picked along the way, and we'd like you to talk about it. And let's begin at the beginning. Growing up, knowing what you wanted to do, always learning and reinventing yourself. So I'm going to be quiet, and I want Kamuti to tell us her story.
Thank you. It was a dream to be moderated by you, by the way. So thank you for this opportunity again. I always wondered when I attended researches, हाँ यार मुझे क्यों नहीं पूछ रहे हैं ये सवाल मुझे आंसर देना है. So thank you for putting me on this side. Um, I think my parents. I'm in a family of three girls, so I'm the eldest daughter. I also come from a space where sometimes they did wish for a son, not because they wished for a son, but because we have a store, we have a shop, which is a very public space. And typically, the conversations when you're buying a masala packet are about, oh, who's at your place? Kon hai तुमच्या घरी? And oh, my dad used to say, we have three daughters. And the instantaneous, spontaneous answer to that question is, अच्छा मुलगा नहीं है का? And you don't have a son. And my parents have always said that never needed one. But I think it does play on their minds, and it's I mean, society doesn't spare anyone, right? So that is where I come from, and I have a very I had a very smashing grandmother who set up the entire store, the entire business on her own, who actually went ahead and raised my father by herself, as a single mother. So I have seen her as I grow, and I have seen that you can stand for yourself and create a universe around yourself by your own. So I think that is one of the most life changing roots that I had, where I saw my grandmother, I saw my mother, I saw how my grandmother emancipated my mother. Okay, though she was a sasu in the real sense, she really gave my mother wings. And I think growing up in that family of women who could speak, women who could express, women who could take decisions, really shaped me as a child, as a girl growing. The one thing which I realized later on, when now I have a daughter, is that it was also my school. I started in a girls school, and I think that was fantastic, because being in a girls school, we were only taught how to be the best. We were never taught ki girls cannot do this, boys cannot do this, sit like this, talk like that. Those were never conversations at school. Conversations at school was, do you want to play volleyball? Do you want, how good are you in study? What are you doing? Subjects. So this gender discrimination being in a girls' school never happened. Never happened. And I think that is also a very formative part about why I grew to be what I am. And as retrospect, I think these small things start off and really define my childhood. And I think it's a great lesson for me as a mother now, that how important it is for me to behave in a particular way, because her eyes are always on me. Okay, her eyes are always on me. So she sees what, what is I doing, what is mom doing, how is she reacting, is she smiling, is she happy, are my parents having a conversation. And then I realized that because of this amazing environment I have grown in, okay, I am what I am, and hence what do I have to be for her to grow into a strong woman. So that really defines me at the start. The second part was, I think research runs in my blood,
Yes.
because my father, I think the only one who can challenge you at moderation, Deepa, is my father. Okay, he knows every कस्टमर के घर पे कौन है, उनकी तबीयत कैसी है, उनका नाम क्या है. He knows everything. Okay, and what do they come to buy? One packet of haldi powder. Okay, but that is the level of conversations he has, that is the level of understanding he has. He tells them recipes. He has never cooked. My father has never cooked, but he tells them recipes as if he's been making them for ages. So I think that, so all these are skills. Me dukanavar basun, I've sat in the shop and I have picked these skills where I have just seen my parents be social, connect, understand what they want, how they moved from masalas to ready-made chaklis, because that's how women were changing. They are like, Ata, where I will make chakli, bhalni se chakli, Ata, tumi chakli, you keep chakli only. So I think that entire movement of how you understand what the market wants and changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I think these are things that I have just seen and learned, and those are, I'm grateful. I am grateful to grow in that environment. I am grateful to study where I did, and really to the ecosystem that is set around me. And to really tell you, it takes a village.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's not
Yeah.
just, I am sure I have something in me, I am 100% sure, but it's not me.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, I can just summarize these things that happened around me, but it's not all me.
So, even choosing that you went to the school, you studied, you went to MICA, then choosing to work in a media company, and then
Yeah.
you've sort of almost uh, you've done a job, but you've also tried, always wanted to be the best at whatever you did. So this kida for excellence, for ambition, for drive, how did that sort of keep manifesting, and was like life and you the person taking a backseat sometime, comedy?
So it's not easy, and it's not been easy. Uh, I think sometimes when I think of the not so happy parts, um, I have been tough on myself. Okay, and I think it's deep rooted to that level. See, I was that son. Okay, the son that they never had. Okay, so somewhere I wanted to do my best, I wanted to be the best, I wanted to make a difference, I wanted them to be known as my parents.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's not easy. I think I have been tough on myself many times. Okay, thankfully many at many phases, like making into a B school or even doing engineering at that point of time. uh, those are things that I have done and have excelled. uh, but if you ask me, they were not all the happiest decisions. They were tough decisions I took because I wanted to prove a point to the world.
Hmm.
Okay. The actually the final choice of joining Star was the decision I took for myself. It was not the most lucrative thing to happen, but it
Hmm.
was something I wanted to do. I wanted. I have seen the way people used to watch TV. I have seen the kind of impact it had on people, and I wanted to be at that point where I could influence change. I know it was too far fetched, but I thought entertainment is the space where if मुझे society में even थोड़ा बदलाव लाना है, so that's the space I can do. And which is why I really wanted to get into star, and it was the best. It is the best at that point of time. And so I just took the call where I said, so the parents typically at campus are that, oh, you have a better paying job, you have two options, why do you want to take this? I said, no, this is what I want to do because I think I will enjoy this.
Yeah.
And which is why the next 14 years were the best years of my life, because I enjoyed, and it just continues. I don't think this what I've written down, passionately entrenched in the entertainment space, I don't think I can do anything else. Okay, because I am the space that I am in.
Yeah, because I that
So
was going to be one of my questions, saying if you had to do it over, would you still do it? And you've
of
answered it.
course, I will still do it. And trust me, I do it every day. Okay, so in my new role at Meta, I'm doing it all over again. It's just a
Yeah,
different medium, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the newness, the youngness of this space,
yeah,
and but the change, the influence is all the same. How people are adopting. When I see people in the lift scrolling through apps, and I was like, I work in the space they are scrolling, and it just makes me happy. And like let me positively influence that space, because that young kid is going to be my kid tomorrow. Okay,
yeah.
so and I love being there.
So, in this time, when what is it that sort of has held you as one common sort of a theme? So, and what had to change? So, if I could say, what were the constants in your
Yeah,
journey, and what were the parts where you were deliberately shedding because it didn't make sense anymore? So, if you can sort of
yeah,
piece build that for us.
yeah, yeah. So the constants really have been having fun. Okay,
Nice.
having fun is been a constant, because and I realized this a little late in life, but there is no work life and personal life. There is one life. Okay, there is just one life. You have work in it, you have fun in it, you have a child in it, you have a family in it. It's all just one life. So there is this balance and all. ये होता नहीं है. It doesn't happen. Okay, so there is no, if I weigh this down, this has to go up, if this goes up, this has to go down. So I think this constant level that whatever you do, just have fun, has been the way it has been sailing. The day I have stopped having fun, I have thought, okay, what next?
Hmm.
Because there is just this time. I mean, and I think cancer brought that change in me, where I started feeling that there is just this one life. Okay, and I think, if you ask me, the fun part has stayed, but the fact that there is just this one life, there is just this limited time, there are just this set of people, that is something that has changed, which I now have even more started to value.
Beautiful.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
that really is the change. And if you ask me what has been the biggest change, okay, I often say it as my the one thing that I've learned from cancer is, you are they, like, you are before anyone
Anyone
else.
else?
Okay, typically a bay is a person you have next to you, but
Yep.
I have really understood that it's me. Okay, I am before anyone else. My health is before anyone else. My family is before anyone else. My child is before anyone else. My work is before anyone else for me. And the day I started thinking about myself, uh, I just started being happier, because I realized that it's like the sun and the planets.
Yeah.
You're the sun. I mean, if you are happy, everyone is going to get enough light and sunlight and shine in that happiness. Okay, so कोई कुछ ग्रहण वहन कहीं नहीं लगने वाला है. So I think that really is the defining part of the change. I've really started giving myself a little more importance. um Not actually little more, lot more importance.
But it doesn't have to be, and that's, I think, what you want the audience to take away, that it doesn't have to be something as drastic for
Absolutely.
us to come to that awareness that we can
Absolutely.
prioritize ourselves, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So uh, it's like cancer is life changing. It just puts so many things into perspective. But genuinely speaking, I mean, and that's the thing that I'm trying to do is raise awareness, not just for fighting the disease or catching it early, but also the fact that you don't have to wait till that long.
Mm.
You don't have to neglect yourself so long that a disaster has to hit to understand your own importance to yourself.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, I required me being on a bed to realize that there was a whole family standing next to me. There were a whole set of friends who reached out, and I felt so stupid that like what was I thinking? You know, how did I know? How did I miss all of this? I'm extremely grateful for even the disease to happen to move around because I treasure every moment that I have now. Yeah, and
So,
it's a big one.
as a, even being a mother, that
Yes,
shift. So
yes,
and mother of a very young child, and therefore
yeah,
the whole need to say that I have to get better for her, and I
yes.
want to sort of, have wings myself so I can teach her how to fly. So tell us a little bit about that, and motherhood, the disease. Again, you were working, and you had, obviously you didn't say that now I'm only going to focus on my child. You went back to
Yeah,
work, and I think
yeah,
that's the part I want you to explore a little for us.
yeah. So I have a rainbow baby. I mean, I had a couple of miscarriages before I had her, and I think there is where um, great bosses, great mentors come in. So I almost I do call my ex boss her godfather because I mean I think if he wasn't there, um, uh, she would have never entered my life. So I'm eternally grateful to him, and I say it often enough to tell him that I'm eternally grateful to him. I think and I think that is when in my life prioritizing started. So there was a conversation that we had once where he said that I was working for a promotion. I really wanted it, and I was just given this new channel to handle, and I was very excited to work on it. It was in the space Marathi space, which I really enjoy, and at the same time I was trying to conceive. So one day he sat me down and he asked me that what is what is the most important thing for you today? What is the most important, that one thing that you really want to do? And it was a very spontaneous answer: I want to become a mother. So he's like, then you have your answer, right? I mean, then you know what to prioritize. So there used to be injections I used to take at a particular 6 p.m. time. Okay. And I remember being in a CEO meeting and it was around 5:15. Okay. And those are the times when you realize you need people like that around, where he said, Kaumudi, isn't it time for your injection at 6? You should be leaving now. Okay. And of course, I mean, the CEO he was like, yeah, of course. I mean, not that I mean, but we are so I don't know how I was, that I was so like, no, how can I leave a CEO meeting? But that's not what it is. And I think today as a manager, today as a leader, I remember that thought, that today I have to enable someone to have a life, to step up. I have to pay that forward, because that day if he hadn't told me, Kaumudi, you're getting late for an injection, where I then picked up my bag and just left a CEO meeting, I'm very, very grateful for that learning. And I think I'm a mother today because he told me to do those things at that point of time. So I think that is how Kavya came to my life. I mean, she was also when I conceived. He was the first one I called even before my husband, and he knows it. Karan knows that I called Ravi before I called him, and and I told him, and he just told me, you know what, this is the most important thing in your life, and this is hence your first trimester is the most important phase in your life.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take leave? Just and the next day onwards, I stopped going to office. I was the head of marketing of the channel. Okay, but he said, no problem. it's okay, you'll come back to work, that's fine, just go home, just get this right. And those are the things that has shaped me today as a person and as a leader, and I will never forget that empathy uh, that was shown to me at that phase. So I think, uh, I think these are defining moments as a leader, as a mother, as someone whom I saw, and I think this is what equality at workplace is, right?
Yeah.
We talk about diversity, we talk about inclusion, but this is what inclusion is. If you want a woman to be there, and if you want her to conceive, and you want her to be a part of the team, this is exactly what you're supposed to do. And when I saw it happen, I said, no, this is the right place. So, I mean, undoubtedly, I had to go back, and give my due to that person who stood by me.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is where the want came. So, yeah, when I became a mother, and of course, all mothers have this question, I'm just going to articulate it, saying that there is always a point where you ask, I did not sign up for this. Okay. So, in the first one
Yes.
year of having a child in your hand, there is a moment which comes, how much ever, like I have taken 100 injections to have her, but I still felt, no, Kaumudi, this is not what I signed up for. Was I praying for this? Okay, so, and that's a completely okay thought, okay, because I just realized that first I felt really guilty, then I realized it's a thought everyone had, no one just says it. So I think all of us have had that thought, and it's fine to have that thought. But that is when I started realizing that, yes, I'm a mother now, but there is an identity that I have at work, and I wanted to get back to it. So I sat and watched my computer channel, all shows during my pregnancy. Like I used to be just like feed her and watch TV. Okay, so and every time I used to see something, I used to like message my boss saying that, how can you let this happen? How he's like, you're on mat leave now. Why are you getting so excited? I said, but no, I'm watching this right now. I'm on mat leave. I'm a typical home consumer sitting with a child, nothing to do, just cleaning susu potty and watching TV. Okay, so I am live consumer research for you. How could you let this happen? So, in fact, I think I spoke to him more during my mat leave than I actually spoke after I joined. So, so every evening after watching the show, I used to call him. Okay, so you know what is happening? He said, no, I don't want to know. How is Kavya? I said, that's not important. So I think, yeah, I think, and I think this is where it comes, where you love what you do, right? Because
Yeah.
uh, even when even when I was on mat leave, I was enjoying the shows as a consumer so much that it never felt that, going back to work is going to be an ordeal, or it's going to be an
Yeah.
either or. And I think that's why being in a profession that you love to begin with,
Yeah.
or you enjoy to begin with, is so important to like pure existence.
Completely. Completely. And that's only when you can sort of have work and life as one continuum, and you're not sort of
Absolutely,
compartmentalizing and doing something for the money or for the wrong reasons. You're working because
absolutely,
you are having fun, and you're
absolutely,
you're doing what you love. So,
absolutely.
I had you. If you remember, we met at the airport once, in the bathroom with Kavya, and you were.
Correct.
And that was after again some years, and how has sort of she seen you be
Yeah.
ill and be well, and I think she must have been just 2.5, 3 when you fell sick.
Four.
4. So she was at an age where she could understand that Mama is not well.
Yes, absolutely. So,
How was that? And what was she being told? What is it that you were keeping away from her? How was she uh, navigating through this ordeal?
yeah. So, yeah, since we are coming to the topic of cancer, and since this is going to be broadcasted, I have no genetic history of cancer. None of my parents, no one in my family has it. Uh, I had no symptoms. Okay, zero symptoms. So, when I used to feel my breast, first thing is we're not used to feeling our breasts, okay, because we're so conscious about it, as women. uh, so whenever I used to feel, I have lumps in both my breasts, so I always thought this is how, a breast is supposed to be, with two lumps. So I have one which was cancerous and the other was benign. Okay, but I didn't know that. So I got detected in a full body checkup. Okay, so and which is why this is so important. Your regular checkups after the age of 35, doing your mammographies, going for a full body checkup. Okay, we as women don't do it. Nah, let this happen, then I will do. Let my daughter get married, then I will do.
Correct.
Let this project get over, then I will do. What is there in a full body checkup? If you ask me, I went for a full body checkup because the housewife in me felt that, oh, my company is giving me a free checkup. If I don't take it, I'll be wasting 15,000 rupees. Which is why I got myself at the start of March, because March 31st was the last day.
Arey वाह.
March 22nd is when I got my full body checkup done.
Hmm.
Okay, just because I didn't want to waste the money. But at least now I feel I'm so grateful that I was conjuice, that I
Yeah.
felt, oh God, let me not waste company
Yeah.
free money. And I
Yeah.
went for a full body checkup. I had no symptoms. Okay, and I got detected cancer. I have a very high grade cancer, but because there were no symptoms and I caught it really early, it was stage one. And I could get away with not going for a complete mastectomy, but just a partial removal of the breast. So that's the first thing. Do not skip. If you're a man, do not let your wife skip, or your mother skip, or your daughter skip the full body checkups just because she's putting the family before everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, just because that wedding is important, just because that exam is important. Okay, so please, I mean, and I think as much as I say this, it will be less, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
So when I actually got detected, uh, uh, of course I broke down. I didn't expect it to happen at all. It was also the time of the Delta wave, which was
Hmm.
the second phase of COVID, which was the most dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, which had a lot of strain. And that is the time I was actually stepping out to the hospitals, doing my scans. So I also met. The first thing that comes to your mind is you're going to die, and it's all media's fault. It is all my fault. Okay, I also felt that we take a dramatic leap saying that if you want to kill someone slowly, just give them cancer. Okay, so and I was like, you know what? I'm to be blamed for this because. So the first question I went and asked the doctor, "Am I going to die?" Okay, so he gave me an amazing answer in which I want to land with everyone. He said, "Yeah, you are going to, but I'm also going to. He's also going to. Like, every one of us is going to die." So I was like, hmm. And I think just it just put a lot of things into perspective. Okay,
Perspective. Yeah.
saying that, yeah, I mean, tomorrow I could meet with an accident, and he told me all this. So if you're saying, do you have a short life? Yes, you do, but so do I. Do you have to make the most out of it? Yes, you should, and so do I. Okay, so
Correct.
I think I was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, yeah, what you'll have to go through is a little more trouble than probably I will go through, but life is short anyways. And will you die? Yes, of course you will. So, and I was like, okay, I don't want to hear more of this. So,
So we'll just maybe do a little bit of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, so I met my doctor, and he told me, really, like, everyone's going to die, right? And so are you going to? So I think that put to peace a lot of my fears. The second was, obviously, I didn't know what to tell my child. She was 4 years old. So we went to Tata Memorial because we wanted to take a second opinion. And there, a child psychologist told me that she told me two very important things. One is, she said that um, do not tell your daughter the truth, because what will happen is, in your surrounding, the word cancer, you talk on the phone, places like this, is going to be used a lot. Tomorrow when she grows up and understands really what has happened to her mother, she will begin to believe that it is okay to lie, it is okay to hide. Okay, my parents hid something from me, and it is okay to do that.
Hmm.
Okay, and which is why they said that, you know what, however young she is, tell her the truth.
Okay.
Tell her that you have cancer, and it's okay, because she needs to know. As parents, we don't hide anything from each other as a family unit. Okay,
Wow.
we are transparent with each other, and as a family unit, we will go through this together.
Hmm.
And that really was a big thing for me, because genuinely speaking, I took a lot from her during the healing process, than what
Yeah.
she took from me. The second part, which was very important, was they also, I mean, they also told me that it is her fate that her mother has cancer. It is her fate. You cannot take it away from her. Will she grow up as a more mature child? Yes. It's like saying that you cannot change what fate has written for you.
Hmm.
So today, will she have to be more conscious about checkups when she grows up? Yes, she will have to, because her mother has had cancer. So those are things that's written in her here for her. Okay,
Hmm.
and that is something that you can't change. So don't take it away from her. Don't keep it away from her. She will grow up to be a child of a mother who has cancer, and
Hmm.
let her grow up to be that. And I
Hmm.
think these two aspects really got me together, got us as a family unit together. uh, and then obviously I have to share a few things, like, the researcher in you never dies, right? So so when I was going through chemo, I think the toughest part about cancer is losing hair for us women. And it is surprising, Deepa, how much, how important it is to so many women. And I think time and again, every doctor I met, okay, here I'm asking about whether I'm going to live, whether I'm going to die, what I have to do, what I have to do. Every doctor is talking about hair. Okay. Every doctor I go to says, what? This hair will fall now, but better hair will come. Thicker hair will come. And I was like, I'm not bothered. It is not bothering me. No, no, but we are telling you. So, and I think they are also coming from a point where every person's worry. I think women stop worrying about the cancer and start worrying about losing their hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they battle. And it's surprising. So I told the doctors, listen, I've always had short hair all my life. Okay, so it is not troubling me. No, no, but we will tell you. I said, okay, tell. Okay, so so I used to go to the hospital. First, it was I had cancer in the summer season, like this 2 years back. This is exactly the time when I was going through chemos. It used to be very hot. Okay, so I used to not wear a cap or tie that band or whatever. I used to go wherever I went with a nice bald head. Okay, but people used to want to cover it up. Okay, so my baba used to say, the topi घालना. I said, कशाला मला गरम होता है. Okay, I'm feeling hot. Why are you doing this? No, no, but wear na bald. I said, no, baba, I'm not going to wear. Okay, I'm feeling very hot. I can't do this. Okay, and really at a hospital, I met a South Indian lady, and she had this beautiful curly long hair which she had plaited. Okay, and she came and told me that, and I used to really dress up to go to the hospital. Okay, because it was Delta wave. 2 years I had not gone out of the house. Okay, all my clothes were lying, all my shoes were lying, and I was like, now when everyone is sitting at home, I'm going to go to the hospital. So I used to put lipstick, I used to wear really shiny shoes, and I used to dress as if I'm going to a big party. Okay, to the hospital. So even the watchman used to ask me, madam, काय है? So I used to be like, well, काय करणार? मतलब, no one na to show whatever. And I used to go out saying, okay, it's my chemo party. I'm going to watch 8 hours of movie. And that is when the lady came and told me that, looking at you, I feel that even I will look good without my hair. I said, yes,
Wow.
you will. Yes, you
Wow.
will. Okay, so
Amazing.
and I'll tell you why also I joined Meta. I mean, and I've told this in everywhere that I even interviewed. I was doing my chemo, and there used to be 8 hours of time, and my husband went to get something, the hospital work, because I used to have insurance and all that. Okay, so when he was coming back in the lift, okay, someone pointed out and said, ah, you are Kaumudi's husband. Okay. And he said, I've seen you somewhere. Okay. So Karan thought that maybe, she had seen him in office, or, there's some people
Right.
you, okay. And he's also, so she said, no, you are Kaumudi's husband. So then he thought that, okay, it's someone from Star, and they've seen someone. So, and she turned around and told her husband in Kokila, saying that, you know what? He's the husband of this girl who dances on Instagram.
Okay.
And Karan's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I I just got detected cancer 1 month after your wife got detected cancer. And I used to be very worried. And I started following her on Instagram and looking at her and seeing her deal with chemo and dancing and having the bald head. Today, I'm also so happy that, it's okay if I lose my hair. And Karan is like, you follow her on Instagram? She's like, yeah, I follow your wife on Instagram. So, and at that point of time, Karan came to me and he told that, I laugh at you because I used to do really funny things. Okay. And I maybe I'll share some videos with you. Okay. You can see it on my profile. Okay. I used to dance with my bald head. I used to do really funny things because I had to entertain myself. So he said that, I used to laugh at you. But today I met one person you have positively influenced. Uh, and I think your job is done. I, I said, yeah, exactly. My job is done. I mean, if I can positively influence one person by this journey, uh, that all that matters. And I think that's when, I mean, I saw that these brands can create that kind of an influence.
Yeah.
And that hence was one of the brands I would love to work for, and hence I made it happen. So I think it's been a tough one. And if you ask me, Kavya, she helped me pull my hair out. So in chemo, you lose your hair in chunks. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It just comes out in bits and pieces, and it happens overnight. So it's not a long drawn process. One day you have hair, and the other day you don't have them at all. So I I thought I would be strong, but I wasn't when it actually started falling off. And she came and started removing them and said, Mama, new will come. Why are you worrying? And I think just that statement, actually, I have it recorded because at that point of time, I couldn't control my tears. And I was like, baby, say it once more now for me. And uh, it'll come, Mama, it'll come again. And I think at that point of time, these are the things when, everyone comes together to make it happen.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think, yeah, I mean, I God sent.
Amazing.
God sent
What
angels.
a journey. And Kaumudi, we went through an intervening period where we hadn't spoken at all, and not as if, and I didn't know about the cancer until I saw one of your reels, and I saw this, and I remember just not knowing how to deal with it as a friend, and also someone who wasn't in touch with you for some
Yes,
time.
yes, yeah,
And somewhere it also was a story that I wanted the audience to hear, because I feel that nothing more than a story of resilience and hope
yeah,
and
yeah,
optimism that you can leave
yeah.
someone. And like you say, even if there's one person who gets touched with this message and
Yes,
starts by either looking after themselves to begin with, prioritizing, or like you say, being the bay. How do you pronounce that?
yeah. Baby,
Bay.
you are Bay.
You are bay. That, and such a lesson even for employers, having
Yes,
a mentor boss who
yes,
could enable you through your
yes,
journey, and really an equal uh, sharing at the table
yes,
of being able
yes,
to understand and respect your
yes.
needs and even help you prioritize. I think there are so many nuggets that we've taken away from this conversation. And the KKK doesn't leave me so there's Kaumudi, Karan, and Kavya. I mean, it doesn't have to get, it's as filmy and or as
Yeah,
serially
yeah.
as that.
It's K3G.
Ah,
It's Karan Goel. So it is Kaumudi, Kavya, Karan, Goel.
oh,
So
Bapre. That is,
so I was sure. Okay, I have to tell you this nugget. So when I was expecting, obviously we didn't know the gender of the child, so I was very sure that I'm not going to open this up for discussion. Okay, so we were very fixed on the two names. Okay, so if I had a boy, I was 100% sure I would call him Arjun, so that I can say mere Karan Arjun aa gaye. Okay. Okay. And if it was a girl, it was going to be Kavya because then we would be K3G. Okay, so these names were etched in stone. Okay,
I have had so much fun in this conversation, and we could go on for
yeah,
longer. But I want at some point in time to come for you to come back, maybe 2
yeah,
years down, and even regale us with stories and your new discoveries, because I think you're one person that never stops surprising and keeps the joy. You've also gone and learned online and been that son by taking your father's store online.
No, I have been the daughter. I have
Ah,
not been the son. I
yes,
have been the daughter who's taken her father's store online. Very
love.
proud daughter.
Very, very happy for you, Kaumudi, and kudos to your parents, your husband, Kavya, and everyone who stood by you, your doctors at Tata, and your employers both.
Even my team, and both my
Yes,
employers, even my team, because and I have to add this because I used to come with a bald head to all meetings on Zoom, and it is quite intimidating. I mean, imagine if I had no hair right now, and I'm being my normal self, but the other person to be their usual self and not see me differently, or not have any kind of inhibitions, or not feel sorry for me,
yeah,
and fully be in the conversation. What a fantastic team. Okay. And so I think it's on all of us, right? If someone is going through something, just sometimes to just make them feel normal, and as
yeah.
a co-mate, I mean, kudos to all of them. What a fantastic team. What an amazing set of people around me. I'm so grateful.
See, there we another minute, and you did have one more story and one more nugget and one more inspiration. So there you've got our guest, and what a conversation we've had. Kaumudi Mahajan, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
the Lumiere Learning Monday.
Deepa, you know I love you, right? I'll say it loudly on a live forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Bay.
Thank you. Done,
Great.
done, done.
Done.
Thank you
Done.
so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.